We've identified a dozen spiritual practices that have contributed to our path of creative aging. We're going to explore those in our courses and workshops. So Robert, would you put up the wheel of spiritual practices? As you can see, they run the gamut from meditation, life review, self-compassion, forgiveness and gratitude, to releasing all that no longer serves us, exploring what is calling us now as a result, getting clear on our life purpose with the help of a unique visioning process, and setting intentions to practices that serve to renew us, inspirational classes and reading, being in spiritual community, and service. We'll explore a few of them with you this evening.
But first, keep this up, please, Robert. We'd like to call your attention to the blue morpho butterfly at the center of the wheel. And the reason we chose the butterfly for our creative aging work is that our work is all about personal transformation, which the butterfly symbolizes so graphically. The evolutionary process is like the chrysalis or pupa stage, when the butterfly to be is transforming from a worm, short, stubby, and with no wings, into its ultimate glorious butterfly form to go forth into the world and fulfill its purpose. We've really designed the course to be an experience of transformation throughout the 8 weeks, and it really takes that long to be able to go into these practices in great depth. And it's sort of like we create this sacred space. It's like the chrysalis of the butterfly, and in that, in a loving way, we get to look at all the different parts of ourselves and examine, does that old belief, attitude, or story still serve me? Where did it even come from? And once we can sort of bring that up from the subconscious, then we have an opportunity to look at it and say, oh, do I want to keep that one? Is that one that really is serving me now? I think, Dad, thank you so much for your, telling me I needed to be very responsible, more responsible in my life, but I think now I'm good with that. And it's time for me to open up to what does the universe want me to be doing now? So our formula is kind of sort of tripartite. We have a combination of inner introspective exercises, and then you are put into groups of 2 or 3, depending on the size of the group, and you can discuss with other class participants, and it really creates a great sense of community to share that honestly in a small group. And then we bring everybody back into the large group, and then we can have a larger group discussion so everybody can hear what the other people did in their groups and what they thought and what they're struggling with and where their successes are. And by the end of the course, we do all the different practices you saw on the wheel. By the end of the course, it is really interesting. We actually have a time where people have gotten in touch with a life purpose of sorts, and they declare it, and they also talk about how the course has impacted and changed their lives. For example, in our last course earlier this year, one woman in her mid-70s, she really took to heart the life review exercise. She'd been journaling for decades, and she had all this material, but she didn't know how to organize it. And somehow looking at her life by decades helped her, gave her a framework, and she has now completed a memoir to give to her children to let them know who she really is. She felt like, she was so under the influence of other people all her life. Her kids didn't really know who she was, so she's done that. Another woman has, she started writing a novel, and at the same time, she also applied to ministerial school and changed the course of her life. And another woman changed her professional engagement of 25 years to just open up to this new phase of her life, that something else was out there for her to do as well as everything she'd done so far. So things do shift. And can you think of, what have I maybe forgotten?
I think you do a thorough job.
But we want you to know that it really is a safe and sacred space, and we honor each and every one of you. And the people who take these courses are just amazing beings. They're willing to do the work, to look deeper and say, well, I'm bigger than this. I am more. That Walt Whitman quote, I am larger, better than I thought. I did not know I held so much goodness. And that's what has happened time and again when we've done this.